and welcome to another edition of Zack Miller Live. It's your homeboy, aka the man, the myth, and of course the legend. That's me, Zack Miller, aka Maczilla, the thriller in vanilla. That's about it. That's about all the rhyming I can think about right now. Appreciate y'all being with me whenever you're listening to this. It is always lovely to be in your minds, in your vehicles, at your office when you're bored out of your mind, wherever you may be. It's episode 49. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. The 50th edition of your favorite show, and mine too. Well, I have like a couple of shows, so they're all my favorites. But one of my favorites, and they're all equally loved by me. I mean, that's legit. So for those of you listening yesterday or that have now listened to episode 48, you know that I spent some time at a junior achievement Shark Tank event. I can't remember the exact name of the event, but in my backyard there are, I don't know, about a couple hundred kids that go through this junior achievement curriculum, course, platform. I don't know exactly how it's broken down, but they learn like business and leadership skills, and they put them through this rigorous kind of startup business competition, and it's called Spark Tank. That's what it's called. And it was produced by this dude named Aaron Arnold, who I have gone on to become friends with over the years. And I've judged this competition for, I think, 3 or 4 years now. And yesterday was we and a handful of other people and I judged 18 collective businesses, like school-based businesses, I guess, of which I got to see 9 of the presentations, 9 of the performances. And to be honest, this was the 9 best that I've ever seen. It was really interesting because before, and not that there's anything the matter with this, but these ideas weren't very innovative in years past. And to the extent where a lot of the ideas were like, we are going to make, we're going to put our school logo on socks, we're going to write, school name on a t-shirt and sell it. Take a tumbler and put the school logo on it. Like, it's great that they're learning some of the process, but not very innovative ideas. Nothing very exciting about it. So in November, Aaron, a few months before November, Aaron had asked me to put on kind of this one-day conference or workshop that we have called Leap. And the reason being was that during kind of the debriefs of years past, I had mentioned, hey man, like I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing, but it would be awesome if people were actually creating kind of their own concepts and ideas instead of just putting a logo on something and trying to sell it. Or some people would bundle up candy in a bag or something like that. And again, like it's exciting that people are doing what we're coming up with concepts, but try to create more innovation. So we put this event on, and honestly, like a lot of the kind of concepts that came out were so much more innovative than ever. And so one of the companies, while this isn't super innovative, they did a really interesting job. So I can't remember the school name, can't remember the company name or anything like that, but it was a handful of kids that create a coffee shop at their high school. I think the high school was Ocean Lakes in Virginia Beach. And they realized that a lot of kids were looking for coffee at school to stay up. And there was no option for this. So after a lot of communication with the principal and I guess the cafeteria, they opened a coffee shop at I guess originally it was at the school store. Then they moved it to the cafeteria. And when they started, they were basically reselling Panera coffee. I guess they bought a box of Panera coffee or something like that. I don't know the exact specifics of this, but they bought some Panera and were trying to resell it basically to kids, and they were doing it for $3 a cup. I have no idea how big the cup was or anything like that. The specifics don't matter. But basically they learned that even though people were looking for coffee, really solving that problem, the price that they were trying to sell it for, they were not able to consistently sell at. They were not able to consistently make $3 off of each cup. So they got to rethinking. They bought a Keurig, which is one of those, like doop, and then boop, and then boop, machines. You love the voices here, right? It's so wonderful. And they started selling them for $1. And they ended up making several $1,000s in just a few months, which is incredible to think about, where they were getting a handful of sales before at $3, and they recognized this isn't working. So first of all, for them to even recognize that it wasn't working, that's incredible in itself. But then to realize, okay, we need to put our thinking caps on. Thinking caps, like, what is it saying? Well, maybe we can do this. So they got an investment from some company, I think Steel maybe, big German business. They also have a big headquarters here in Virginia Beach. And I think they gave him like $750. I think so. I think this is the story. Remember, we saw a bunch of these. And so they gave him $750, and they bought some Keurigs, I guess, and some coffee. And they immediately started selling it for $1. And they immediately started selling dozens of cups a day. And they are only doing this is the crazy thing, before school. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I went to school, high school, it started like 8:50, 9 o'clock, something like that. These kids' school starts at 7:10 or 7:15. That's ridiculous. So they had to get there at like 6:40 in the morning. They convinced the custodians to set up the coffee thing. Great hustlers there. I love it. But they pivoted the price point and the actual product from, reselling of Panera, which probably is illegal in itself, but who cares, right? It's kids trying to learn, which is awesome. And then recognize that, okay, let's do this a little differently, and started charging it for $1, and it completely changed it, where they were able to make several $1,000s, which is really, really, really cool. And I might be mixing up, like, did they raise money or things like that from other companies? But the whole program is pretty cool. A lot of local businesses are involved, and that's super exciting. And they're trying to bring it to different, cities in the market, which is cool too. But to recognize that something isn't going right is a difficult pill to swallow as a business owner. It's a difficult pill to swallow as the entrepreneur, or someone that is running the department that makes those decisions. And for these kids to be, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, to then recognize to do that, to then pivot to something that was maybe a lesser product, but to be making more money off of it, it's pretty incredible. So I guess the moral of the story is, like, surround yourself with people that, like, are awesome and are willing to make, like, crazy dramatic changes when necessary, and to address when things are going, wow, what you do in those scenarios, those situations. So it's pretty crazy to think about. But when you're thinking about, is my business not doing what I want to? Am I not getting the traffic that I want it to? Are people watching me? What are you doing to get in front of those people? What are you doing to make sure that the product or service or whatever you're selling to them is what they're looking for? Are you getting in front of the right people? Are you even letting them know that, hey, I'm open for business? And then when you recognize that you are, if something's the matter, like, address it quickly. And these kids did, and huge life lessons. And you could tell how super stoked they were. I remember I looked at some of their classmates, mentors, teachers, and I was like, they told us how many cups they've sold, several thousand or something like that. And I was just like, wow. Like, it was impressive stuff. Like, people who've never made thousands of dollars, and here are these 15-year-old kids that have done it in a couple days. Interesting stuff. So make sure you know that your prices are what people will pay for it. And sometimes they're not. So what do? You switch it. You change things up. That's it. Episode 49 is in the books. We're going to have a huge party tomorrow for episode 50. It's going to be a 5 Dice Friday 50th edition. I would love for you guys to be in attendance, aka just tune in when I go live. Tune in when this is here. there may be balloons. Deanie Dormer, look out. Appreciate you guys being with me like always. Episode 49 is in the bags. If you guys enjoy what you're seeing or have questions, feel free to hit me up either in the comments or in the DMs afterwards, or simply just subscribe wherever you are consuming. And every time that I go live or release a new episode or whatever they call it, it'll go ping. Wow. Ping. I thought the ping was better than the bang. Sounded like a frog. But just do it. Have fun, have wonderful days, and see you around for episode 50 tomorrow. Peace.